This video will show the installation steps for the L500 Fertigation system. The first step is to select the location of the pump cabinet. It can be mounted on a wall inside or outside or mounted on the legs in the landscape. It must be installed near the main irrigation line and a power supply. Next, the location of the pump enclosure, flow sensor and tank. The flow sensor can be installed up to 100 feet away in the irrigation main line with the flow sensor cable and injection tubing run in a PVC sleeve. The tank is best installed under the pump enclosure, however it can be installed up to 20 feet away at the same level as the pump. Next, install flow sensor and injection valve. Next, you'll install the flow sensor, which will be in a flow sensor manifold with the injection valve or in a larger saddle for larger lines. Install the flow sensor manifold in the main line with a coupling. Install the saddle on the main line and the injection valve on the line with a T or drill and thread it into the line with the supplied accessories. You should install a valve box over the flow sensor when you have finished to service it in the future. Next, connect the flow sensor cable. Remove the cable cover from the flow sensor cable and wires and connect the wires to the terminals. Connect the red cable to the red cable, black wire to black wire and white wire to white wire. Next, connect the discharge tubing to the pump. Loop the tubing as shown and cut at the pump top discharge valve. Install the fittings as shown in the photos and thread the fitting onto the discharge valve hand tight only. Secure the tubing to the enclosure with cable ties provided. Next, install the tank and connect the discharge tubing to the pump. Place the tank and run the tubing inside the tank by drilling a hole. Run the tubing inside and place the foot valve on the end. Run tubing into the enclosure and connect it to the pump as shown. Now you are ready to plug in the power and test the pump. Plug in power and run the irrigation. The pump will start to pump with water flow. The light at the top of the pump face should be lighted, which is auto operation. If it is not, press the selector button to move it to the top. Next, add fertilizer to the tank and prime the pump. Follow the priming steps on the enclosure door and use the syringe to prime the pump. Or set the pump to pump manually by pressing the select button to move the light to the bottom position and open the bleed valve. Close the bleed valve when fertilizer comes out. You will feel the pulse in the discharge tube when it injects. Last step is set the pump to auto and set the injection rate. Make sure the top light is lighted to pump in auto with the water flow. Calculate the injection rate using the rate calculator and set the stroke knob to the correct setting. Now you are ready to start fertilizer injecting. Finally, turf feeding systems, customer support. Call us or email us if you have any questions or need any help. Thank you. Michael Czaplinski, President, Turf Feeding Systems.